Now, a lot of people ask me all the time, what would you use GFM for? Well, that's easy. Anything that you would use milk for, you could use GFM. Me personally, I like to put it in my morning cup of coffee, right? It gives it an extra creamy flavor, adds a little bit of sweetness. But ultimately, that's what I prefer to do. Some people prefer to add it to their baked macaroni and cheese. Others use it for whatever they desire. At the end of the day, any place that you will normally use milk, you can use GFM. Common questions I get all the time. What made me want to go into business? All right. Shoot, on Craigslist, I seen that they were selling breast milk. I never knew it was a commodity. And based upon just finding out that information, I decided if there's a market out there for a product and we have the availability to, provide that product to the consumer, why not? Where did the term GFM come from? Well, I feel like that's pretty obvious, so guilt-free milk, when you think about it, there's a lot of cows out there in the world, millions and millions of cows. They're not treated humanely. A lot of times they're milked day in and day out. They're not cared for, and ultimately, you gotta recognize that there is a sense of mistreatment for those types of animals, right? Any livestock typically has no value in terms of being treated humanely. And so when it comes to GFM, guilt-free milk, my wife has no problem providing milk not only for our child, but also for any nursing mother who unfortunately can't produce enough milk for their child, can't produce any milk for their child, or any adult that wants to be a consumer of the product. There are some skeptics out there that say cow's milk is healthier for adults. I would beg to differ though, because at the end of the day, if cow's milk is really healthier, why aren't infants given cow's milk? Now you could say, oh, well, what about their digestive system and so on and so forth? But ultimately, I'm going to tell you like this. We are the only mammal that drinks milk from another mammal on purpose. Why is it that we, milk other mammals when ultimately we have the ability to produce milk within our species ourselves? And obviously our milk is going to be healthier for our species. Sometimes people ask me, are there any inherent risk? Of course, with anything, especially because it's not pasteurized, I don't go through the pasteurization process, there can be some health risks associated depending on the quality of the product. One thing I want to let you know is that my wife's not on any medication. That includes medicinal medication, if you know what I mean, right? She's also not drinking. She also doesn't have any health issues, right? And so a lot of times you want to ask yourself that before you get your GFM product. What if he's lying, right? What if his wife really is on medication? Or what if it's really not that high of a quality of product? Well, at the end of the day, listen, if it wasn't that high quality, I definitely want to let my baby drink it. And I damn sure want to drink it myself, number one. Number two, you got to think about it like this. You got to know your supplier. Okay, and that's your supplier of anything. That's your mechanic. That's your doctor, right? That's anybody that does something for you. You got to know that person, and you got to know that you can trust that person. So, peep gang, not only am I taking a sample of each GFM product that my wife produces, but I'm also classifying each of those products for your convenience. I'm sure that you noticed that we do have 3 different ways that we package and distribute our products here at GFM. First and foremost, we do have the obvious logo. This is going to be for the individuals that don't care about their packaging, right? They have nothing to hide. They're not ashamed. Secondary packaging is going to be for those that still want GFM on the product. The most discreet packaging is, of course, just going to be the regular brown paper bag, right? Now, the question everyone wants answered, how much is the product? GFM is $1 an ounce. If you go on your local Craigslist, you can see breast milk products are typically $1 to $3 an ounce, depending on your area. Okay, and so GFM is extremely affordable. It's not affordable because it's an inferior product, though. It's affordable because ultimately, at the end of the day, I want to give back to my community. Inflation's going up. Everything's expensive. It's expensive to eat. Why would I make it expensive for your baby to eat? I don't want to do that. Formula is super expensive. I don't want to do that. So $1 an ounce, that's all you got to pay. Now, of course, if you buy in bulk, you're going to allow yourself to be able to get more at a cheaper rate. So we can always talk about bulk pricing. Of course, if you are in a situation where you live far away, if you're in a different state, Then we have to, factor in the cost of shipping. We got to factor in the cost of if we're going to keep it frozen the entire trip, or if you want to dehydrate a product. A lot of people say it's exactly the same, but of course at that moment then you're adding your own water, whether that's tap or bottled, and it is going to alter the taste a little bit. But nonetheless, we can dehydrate your product if need be. And so all of those things can be discussed if you want to place an order, no problem. If you're local though, that's where it becomes easy, right? You could get your package, try your GFM out, and see what you think. Yo, so this your boy Outreach. Listen, thanks for rocking with me. Thanks for learning, okay? Thanks for learning, because ultimately a lot of people think that there's only cow's milk, there's only soy milk, almond milk. Ultimately, they don't recognize that we as Homo sapiens have the ability to create milk for ourselves, and we can self-sustain that way, right? And so this is a GFM, right? Guilt-free milk. Feel free to drop some DMs, add comments, ask questions. I'm here. I'm available to answer any questions that you have. And ultimately, I want to see you make healthy choices. Thanks for rocking with me again. This is GFM. We out.